Mga proyekto, plano at iba pang updates mula sa Philippine Reclamation Authority ating tatalakayin kasama walang iba kundi sina Attorney Alexander Lopez, ang chairman ng Philippine Reclamation Authority or PRA, at si Attorney Joseph John Literal, Assistant General Manager for Reclamation ng Philippine Reclamation Authority. Attorney Lopez and Attorney Literal, welcome to Bagong Pilipinas ngayon.
Mabuhay po kayo, mabuhay po ang Bagong Pilipinas at magandang tanghali po sa inyo, Ma'am Nina Corpus and Sir Dale po. Magandang tanghali po.
Kami po ay excited magtanong sa inyo kasi sabi nyo nga po kahit ano daw eh. Oo, pero syempre unahin po natin.
Kahit sa private life pwede.
Kahit private life pwede. Una po sa lahat.
Lahat po pwede.
Ano po ang mga marching orders ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. sa inyo bilang chairman po ng Philippine Reclamation Authority?
Simple lang naman po ang gusto ng ating Pangulo. Ang gusto po ng ating Pangulo ay paano tayo makakatulong sa higit na nakakarami. Kaya ang by law po, PD 1084, we were established as the Public Estates Authority to take care of all the lands of the Republic. Eventually, by administrative order, naging Public Reclamations Authority po. And by the wishes of the President to help the poor, we have been the poverty reduction advocates po by choice po namin. So lahat po ng ginagawa namin on reclamation and with an end in view of helping poverty reduction sa programa po ng Bagong Pilipinas po ni Pangulong President Ferdinand Marcos.
Siguro sir, paliwanag lang po natin paano naman po tinutupad ng PRA ang mandato nito bilang isang Public Estates Authority at bilang poverty reduction advocate.
Napakarami po ng aming ginagawa. Una po, we are creating hundreds of thousands of jobs by creating the land we sit on. No? Napakarami po ng nabibigyan ng trabaho. Kung inyong makikita, we have a 900 hectares of reclamation right now. Ito lang ho, to give you a microcosm. Kasi if we will explain everything ho, it will take 3 or 4 shows to explain what we are doing. But in summary po, to give you a synopsis, we are, ngayon ho, yung buong MOA area, over the past years po, 900 hectares po yan. But we have hundreds and thousands of reclamation, the past PRA po. And you can see that we have 20 hotels po in that new reclamation area. We have 4 of the biggest casinos in the Philippines. We have several malls po. We have several malls. So, napakarami na po. Tapos yung nakikita nyo po na expressway sa Cavitex na kung saan nagbigay ng free toll si Presidente po ay ng isang buwan ay pag-aari rin po ng PRA. Pero mas maganda po up to today because of our President's desire. Alam nyo, makabayan, makamahirap po si Presidente, makatao. Magmula po hanggang ngayon po, lagpas na po ang 30-day free toll, meron pa ho yung bagong section, good news po. Yung bagong section po natin, magmula sa Cavite po, pag e-exit kayo sa Sukat, libre pa po. Palagay ko, hindi ho masyadong alam ng napakarami yun. Akala nila yung 30 days ng free toll. Hanggang ngayon po, at nakita naman ho natin that the economic growth was spurred because of this opening for free toll of the President. Ngayon, going back to the other poverty reduction programs, we have a Land for the Landless program po. Bago po to at we can see several governors and mayors have problems po on settlements by informal settlers on land that was reclaimed. Kasi to give you an idea, kung ito po ang coast, gagawa ang DPWH ng kalye, ito po, tubig, unti-unti natatambakan at nasesettle ng libo-libong informal settlers. So, the public Recreations Authority will have a novel program under Bagong Pilipinas to work to title all of these, and it will reach hundreds of thousands. Matitituluhan ho natin subject to environmental and safety regulations po. Mabibigay tayo na napakaraming titulo. Sa program naman natin sa mangingisda, alam natin na the poorest of the poor are not the informal settlers, not the farmers, but the fishermen. So we work so hard and to help the informal settlers, the fishermen, nagbibigay po kami libreng bangka. Maybe Mr. Literal, who is involved with the activities, pwede nyo sigurong elaborate kung ano pang ginagawa natin for the fishermen po.
Okay na, Sir Dale. Lahat po itong project na ito, may mga kondisyones po ang pamahalaan. We are required to come up with a social development management plan for both our dredging activity and also the reclamation. So, yung mga pondo na kinakailangan naming ibuhos dito, yun po yung sinasabi natin na pupunta sa fisher folks, na pupunta sa directly impacted communities and also sa mga informal settlers.
And we are, excuse me. So, and we are working with the Anti-Poverty Commission headed by Lopez Santos. And yesterday, we had gotten in contact with Larry Gadon po, our presidential advisor on poverty. And we are working in coordination with them and the Anti-Poverty Commission, of which is chaired by our president, to help and direct these efforts that we are undertaking.
So marami palang ginagawa ang Philippine Reclamation Authority, hindi lang reclaim ng lupa. So it's more than that. Kasi for a time, syempre, naging controversial, very big issue po dyan sa May Manila Bay. Diba? Kung saan sinisisi ngayon dahil po sa mga pagbaha. Okay, so ano po ang masasabi niyo dun sa mga nangyaring pagbaha recently, yung Quezon, yung Senado, na dating hindi daw binabaha ay bigla daw pong binaha at sinisisi sa mga reclamation?
We have a document here, even the Senator, the Chief of Staff of our beloved Senate President Cheese Escudero has admitted that all these floods in front of the Senate was mainly caused by the mishandling of the drainage. Hindi yun nalinis ang drainage at debris and other factors po. No? And Project NOAA has also cleared the reclamation po ito. And we are ready to address all these flash floods. Kaya ngayon po, we are undertaking na paglilinis po sa mga drainage systems, yung sinasabi po ng ating kagalang-galang at pinakamamahal na Secretary of Environment and Natural Resources, na Tony Yulo, who happens to be my classmate also, that it slows down the flow. President Duterte na nakadikit sa Sofitel, pinauusog na po namin ng 470 meters. So magkakaroon po ng napakalaking seawater lake in front of the Sofitel Channel Lake, in front of the Sofitel to the new reclamation. And we will have 2 iconic bridges that will connect this. So 470 meters po.
So may lake, kumbaga mapapalibutan siya ng land.
Ng tubig
lake.
po, ng tubig.
Parang magiging island na po talaga siya.
Island na po,
Okay,
lahat
it
ng
will be an
reclamation.
island.
Yan po ang ilang mga pagbabago sa ating mga reclamation projects. And the former president po has approved several reclamation projects. However, these are now under review. And on Manila Bay alone, there is a suspension on all reclamation projects pending the thorough evaluation and review of all the government agencies. So kami po, so far po, 2 po ang binigyan naming after evaluation, but I don't know the compliances of environmental compliances and other compliances of the other proponents po. But in the meantime, from ilan po ba?
13 po. Na-mention
13,
ko last
dalawa
week.
na lang po ang
May approval or
ang
go
may,
signal.
Tulad
may
po
go
ang
signal sa
bumili.
Manila Bay. And nationwide po, meron ho tayong moratorium. Ang ibig sabihin po ng moratorium, hindi pwedeng mag-apply ang hindi naka-apply nung araw. So, in other words, we will not entertain new applications. So, we are only
No
entertaining. So, mahigpit po ang presidente natin. I cannot say he's averse to reclamation. He's just being very careful. Napakaingat po niya na pag-approve po. Gusto niya, walang maapektuhan. Gusto niya, lahat makikinabang. At alam nyo, the Congress, Joey Salceda says we have trillions. Totoo po yun. We really have trillions and trillions of income on these reclamation projects. But, of course, the President wants also that yung mga maapektuhan ho pansamantala, because these will have, although as sa paningin namin, mas marami yung makikinabang sa reclamation, pero ang maaapektuhan ho, the impact might be permanent on their social and economic life. At ayaw po ng Pangulo po na may maapektuhan na permanently. Kaya tinitingnan ho namin na maigi at masusing pag-aaral lahat ng naapektuhan, yung tunay pong naapektuhan.
Yun, yung kasi mga fishermen po natin, sila yung mga isa sa mga nagreklamo rin po noon, ano? Dahil hindi nga sila makapangisda. But now you're saying na, which was answered kasi dalawa na lang out of 13 ang may go signal sa ngayon. But let me just go back doon sa sinabi niyong parang may isla. Parang it sounds very exciting actually, no? Asik Dale, sirs, no? Dahil, what does that mean? It means wala nang haharang dun sa pagkunyari, nagkaroon ng masyadong maraming ulan. Kumbaga may flow, parang may river dun sa gitna or something, meron kang daluyan ng tubig. Ganun po ba? Hindi po ako engineer, pero attorney literal, I'm sure inaral niyo yan.
Ma'am Ninya, actually, yun po yung reason, yung design po kasi it depends on the flood study, hydrodynamic modeling. So, because of these studies na pinagawa namin sa proponent tsaka sa mga consultants, yun po yung naging result na dapat po ay maging island po yung reclamation.
Dati po hindi.
Dati po kasi,
Dire-diretso.
kung mapapansin nyo, yung mga reclamation dati nakadikit po sa
Yes.
sa lupa. Then to address yung climate change, saka yung iba ng dami ng rainfall. So ang naging result po ng flooding studies and hydrodynamic modeling is to have wider channels doon sa mga reclamation projects. And ang result po, more than the wider channels, it's better to have island reclamations than reclamations that are connected
the
extended to the land
Yes, okay.
This has been studied by several international consultants po, experts, Royal Asconis, Buscalis, AECOM, at napakarami pong and we are undergoing with UP, MOA, so with UP and other agencies for the environmental and marine effects of all of these and ang pag-usog po na to, kasi natambakan na eh. Nakita nyo, natambakan na yung Sofitel. Ngayon, uusog po siya, 470 meters. And this will cost tens of billions of pesos po. But the President has ordered it and mabuti naman po, wala namang problema doon sa mga proponents. Uusog po sila para ho hindi maka-apekto po.
Okay.
Sir, balikan ko lang yung kanina, yung sa suspension. Nabanggit nyo kanina na there are suspended na projects, reclamation projects. But in connection din sa tanong po ng ating kasamahan sa media na si Evelyn Quiros from Filipino Mirror, yung bang developers na may reclamation projects sa Manila Bay, are they allowed to proceed or will they still be allowed to proceed?
In the meantime that it is suspended, they are not allowed to proceed. But they are allowed to proceed with the compliances po, which are requirements for their resumption. Ngayon, kung makikita naman na hindi sila makakaapekto sa environment at sa security ng bansa at sa at I am sure makakatulong sila, as I said, kasi yung tulong nila sa ekonomiya, sa GDP, sa trabaho, that is one side. We have to also to look at the effects which may affect permanent lives. And in the future pa ho tong economic benefits, which it's very clear to me, and I invite you how beautiful the reclamation project is. Yung nagsasabi na nawala yung sunset natin, hindi po namin kinukuha yung sunset. Nilalapit lang po namin ang taong bayan sa sunset. We are just bringing you closer. And in bringing you closer to the sunset, when you turn around, you will see what the real Philippines look like. Yung landscape po ng Manila, ano po?
Manila Bay.
Hindi yun ng Manila Bay, pati yung buong Metro Manila. NCR, ang ganda po. At you will be proud that you're Filipinos. Maybe I can invite all of you and our televiewers. One day, we will be having activities there po. At marami po kaming program. We are focusing to enhance the immediate increase in the valuation of the property. Kasi alam nyo, 49% lang ang investor dito. Ang Pilipinas po is, ayan po, ating makikita, is one of the projects that we are undertaking to beautify. Makikita nyo po.
Uy, parang Singapore.
Mas maganda pa po.
Talaga,
Tatalunin
sir?
natin. Ito naman po.
Buhay pa kaya ako noon, sir?
Ito, in 3 years, this will be...
In 3 years?
It will be inaugurated. We are already getting the NEDA approval because yung ASEAN po natin, alam nyo, nahirapan tayo, hiwa-hiwalay ang mga venues because we do not have enough venues. This is 260,000 square meters. It is 3 times bigger than the Senate building and 1/3 the cost or maybe 1/4 the cost of the Senate building.
Really?
And you see how beautiful it is. It is in reclamation. Makikita nyo po yon yung tabing dagat po. Madadagdagan po na 4 na doble ang Ross Boulevard natin. Ayan, nakita nyo, yung katapat niya ang Ross Boulevard. Ayan o, makikita nyo, katapat niya Ross Boulevard. At yung tabing dagat po, lahat po yan, lalagyan namin ng kalye. So we will be having
More
4
space.
times more foreshore. Not only more space, 4 times more foreshore than, ano. So
Ang ganda po ng building. Ano po itong building na to?
this
na
will be the
sinasabi niyo?
Philippine International Exhibition Center, yung sinasabi ko po. And like for example, it will be an exhibition, trade, and convention center. Like the Rotary Club po has decided to put the Rotary International in the Philippines. Because of a lack of a venue, they have redirected their, kinancel na yun sa Philippines. Sayang naman, napakarami po ng pagkakataon and that is one of the buildings po that we will... another building is the Philippine Reclamation Authority building. As of today, we're spending billions po of pesos rental. Like yesterday, I was just talking to our Solicitor General. Papaalisin na raw sila doon sa building nila. Sabi ko, tamang-tama, wala akong problema yan. Solgen, we will be building the PRA building which will house not only several government agencies on our 100,000 square meter building, but it will also save the government of billions yearly for the government because of government na ho ang tapos we had signed a MOA with the Provincial Governors League. Yung first floor po niya, first 2 floors, gagawin po nating showcase ng indigenous products ng mga probinsya po natin. Wala silang, they will showcase their trade, their culture, their arts, and they can put an office, every province po, makakatulong po sa...
Nakakatuwa pong marinig yan, lalo na kung love local. Usong-uso pa naman po ngayon. Kami po mahilig sa mga gawa at likhang Pinoy. Okay, so, well, Siguro po pwedeng malaman mga magkano po ang gagastusin ng gobyerno? Magkano yung building na yan, na parang PICC? Magkano
Yung
building nyo?
100,000 square meters po, it will be up for bidding, but it will be definitely lower than 7 billion. That is bigger than the Senate building, but 1/4 the price po. And the Philippine International Exhibition Center, we will not bid it. Because it is not our building, it will be a Republic of the Philippines bidding to be held in Public Works. Inaayos po nila ngayon ang mga agency estimates, but it's 260,000, so it will be within the bounds of DPWH standards po.
260,000
Square
meters.
O, alam niyo ho ngayon, pag
Ano
pinagsama
ba
niyo
yung 260,000 square meters?
to give you an
26
idea,
hectares po.
to give you an idea, para ma-imagine nyo, the PICC, Philippine International Convention Center, the MOA, which we have exhibitions, and the World Trade has roughly 30,000 square meters.
Wow.
And this is 9 times bigger.
Oh, wow.
So,
It's
pag
huge.
sama-samahin mo yun, this will be
Napakalaki
9
po.
times bigger.
Napakalaki.
So, not
Yeah.
only that, we have a monorail and we have a private proponent that will spend at no cost to the government. We will have a monorail that will eventually link the 20 hotels, the 4 biggest casinos in the Philippines, and the several malls within the reclamation area po.
May mga cable car. Uso rin yun eh. May mga nagsuggest. Parang bago rin
Meron
yung
nung
cable car
nag-propose.
doon.
Ngayon, we are pushing the private proponents po. They had a clearance with, may MOA na sila with the DOTR. They are now awaiting MOA with the DPWH, and kami, we will more likely give them right of way po.
Okay.
Sige po. Siguro for Attorney Literal, sir, hingi na din po kami ng detalye doon sa partnership ng PRA at ng PNP para habulin yung illegal reclamation.
Yes po. Nabanggit po kanina ni Chairman na hindi lang po tinututukan ng PRA ang regular reclamation, pero mas malaki yung problema ang illegal reclamation. Kasi po, hindi po dumadaan yan sa permitting process ni PRA. Secondly, sometimes wala, even ECC tsaka area clearance, wala. And lastly, yung mga design niya, hindi namin nare-review. So, since ang opisina kasi ni PRA, dito lang kami sa NCR, and medyo maliit yung aming workforce to look after the nationwide activities ng reclamation, nakipag-partner po kami with PNP.
And the NBI.
And NBI also. Para po, sila po yung magiging watchdog namin or magiging mga parang
Enforcement
namin
and
doon.
enforcement
They would
capabilities.
trigger any activity ni PRA para ma-check kung merong illegal reclamations. Kunyari, may mga activities po na dumping, i-report po niya agad kay PRA. And also, under the regulations, kapag po meron na kami nakitang mga illegal reclamation and we need to issue a cease and desist order, we can also tap their enforcement agencies for the service of the CDOs. Yun.
Okay. May sunod po na tanong si Evelyn Quiros ng Filipino Mirror. In the event daw po of breach of contract dyan po sa reclamation projects, who has jurisdiction over the case? Is it penal or civil in nature? At ano po ang posibleng sanction?
Sir,
Go ahead.
based on contract ko kasi, pag may violations, may option po kasi kaming take over yung project. So, based on contract, pwede yung i-take over ni PRA ang proyekto.
Okay.
Pag naman po doon sa illegal and unauthorized, under the law din po, sa PD3-A, we can take over the property in the form of forfeiture, and ang magmamayari na po nun ay ang national government through PRA. And doon po naman sa ibang violation, syempre po lahat naman po yan may due process. So kung kaya po naman nilang isagutin or i-correct yung mga violation, we could allow them under the contract din po, yung yung mga clauses under the contract kung paano po natin maayos yung isang kontrata.
Madagdagan lang ho, tungkol doon sa penal provision. Up to now, there is no penal provision po because penal provisions are only provided by law. But we are coordinating with Congress to put sanctions and penal provisions on illegal reclamation activities. So of course, masusing pag-aaral po yan kasi marami pong illegal reclamation katulad ng from our part,
Yes.
illegal siya kasi hindi siya nag-apply ng permit ng pagtambak, ng pag-reclaim. Pero by law, legal siya kasi they are provided. To give you an example, the General Appropriations Act provides roads, piers, and in the sea, in the lakes, and in our shores. So pag pumasok sila doon, by General Appropriations Act, that is a law, we have to obey the General Appropriations Act. Pero they have to still go to us for processing, whether that's safe, whether that's sound, whether it's not in conflict with any. But if they do not do that, the General Appropriations Act end in 1 year. So nagkakaproblema po. So up to now, there are no penal provisions on others aside from that and others that are allowed by the local governments and other government agencies and
Sir
instrumentalities
Dale
po.
and Ma'am Nina, mabilis
Sige po.
lang. Pero doon po sa ating IRR ng EO74, meron din po possible na pwede na administrative case kung
Administrative.
involved po sa illegal activity ng reclamation ang isang public official. So, yun po.
Administrative
Yun po yung
po.
dagdag po.
Okay.
Hindi po siya
Penal.
pero administrative pwede po.
Pero sir, may tanong pa rin po mula kay Evelyn Quiros ng Filipino Mirror. Have you received any complaint from the so-called Sunset Association regarding the ongoing reclamation projects in Manila Bay? And ano daw po ang ginagawa ninyong aksyon or ginawa ninyong aksyon?
Yan pong Sunset Association, I don't know if yun po yung asosasyon. Pero before pa ho mag-umpisa yan, meron na po silang mga complaint na mawawala nga daw po yung sunset sa Manila Bay.
We will not remove the most beautiful and majestic sunset po.
So, ang naging...
Naurong lang siguro.
Ilalapit lang namin kayo sa sunset.
Ma'am Nina, Sir Dale, actually nagka-requirement po ang Office of the President dyan na we should have a sunset corridor. Ibig sabihin, kahit may building, dapat may isang portion na looking at from one side, any person
Dire-diretso.
can view
Yes.
the sunset.
Kaya
Yun
ho-
po yung tawag nilang sunset corridor. So we need to
Kaya
require
ho,
the proponents
alam niyo
for
ho,
that corridor.
Construction is a very messy and ugly process. But once it is built, then you can judge us. And ngayon pa lang po, iniimbitahan ko na ho, lahat ng sunset, that they will see that napakaganda po ng sunset, nandun pa rin po. Pinalawak pa namin dahil we will be building 4 times more
Shoreline.
shoreline. So every shoreline are direct access to the sunset. And we are creating land at no expense to the government. We are creating wealth and value, not only in aesthetics but also in economics and to increase the our social, cultural, and other facets of the life of every Filipino po.
All right. Tama po kayo. You need 3 to 4 episodes, so please do come back. Marami pang tanong. I'm sure ang ating mga kasamahan rin po sa media, no? At sana siguro imbitahin nga rin na news lahat po. Lalo yung mga nanonood po sa amin ngayon dyan sa Malacanang MTC. Hello. Ayan. Maimbita niyo po rin sila dyan. So maraming salamat po sa inyong oras. Attorney Alexander Lopez, ang chairman ng Philippine Reclamation Authority, at Attorney Joseph John Literal, Assistant General Manager for Reclamation ng PRA. Marami pang balita at talakayan sa pagbabalik ng Bagong Pilipinas ngayon.